My name is Sal Gimmon, and I am the owner of thetrustisyou.com. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm a real estate investor. I also invest in crypto and also in options. I want to tell you how to stop paying capital gains. So far this year, I have saved over $33,000 on all my real estate deals. I'm no one special. I did the research, and I want to tell you about that because I want you to save as much money as possible. My website, again, is thetrustisyou.com. When you do go there, you will get the slides that to download to look over everything I'm going to be discussing here, because I want you to have the right information to make the best decision for yourself. This entire presentation is how to save money easily. Now, I work on behalf of a law firm. The name of the trust, the full name, it's 5 words. Irrevocable, goes from generation to generation. 95% of the trusts in the United States are revocable. My mom and dad had the same trust where it ended when my father passed away. When I do the 2022 taxes, I have to disperse all the money to my 2 brothers and I, and the trust is done. So it's irrevocable, generation to generation. Second, it's complex. It can hold money from year to year, from day to day, month to month, year to year, decade to decade. Like I said, my dad's trust, all money has to be dispersed. With this specialized trust, it does not have to be. Number 3, it is complex. This means whoever is the trustee can make the rules. I am the trustee for my family. I have no special rules, but I do have clients. They are the husband and wife. They have 5 apartment buildings in California with great rent rolls. Again, you're paying taxes on your rent rolls. So this is another reason you need the Spendthrift Trust. Most people think it's just when you wholesale a house or you sell a house. Rent rolls. Their daughter is involved, unfortunately, in drugs and alcohol. So they have put in to have her do 4 random drug tests a month so she can live in one of the apartments for free. She took her parents to court. As soon as the judge saw this, he said they have every right to do this. So that makes it discretionary. Number 4, non-grantor. This means when you do set up either the business trust or the beneficial trust, you will have somebody who will never ever be a beneficiary or someone you will not invest with. Because unfortunately, too many people have gone negatively when they invest together. I used a family friend. He knew me before I was born. Ray was a non-grantor for me. He had to sign his name 17 times. He had arthritis in his hands, so it was not a good selection on part. But you'll find a family friend or someone. You will need their social security number. That is something very important that most people, that's not in the contract, so I have to let you know that. And then the 5th word is it's a spendthrift trust. The Supreme Court twice has decided in favor of a spendthrift trust. It is its own entity, can enter a business agreement, exit a business agreement, everything else. This trust is patented, meaning there's a patent on it and nobody else can copy it. This trust is also based in a tax code. Ask your accountant about this. The tax code is 643B as in Bravo. Most accountants, not making fun of accountants because I sure as heck don't want to work with numbers, I'm dyslexic. Most accountants only look at the 300 level tax codes because that's where 95% of the business comes from. This is very specialized in a very high 643 tax code that most accountants have not read. Again, if you would like to have a Zoom meeting with your accountant and myself, we can go over this. This is just for either your business trust or your beneficial trust. Now let me explain the difference between the 2 trusts. A business trust is for people who have 1099 income. I sell education online. I am an affiliate marketer. All of that goes through my business trust. My brother's brewery goes through the business trust. My sister-in-law has a landscaping design business, goes through the business trust. All of this, any 1099 income. Unfortunately, the 2 things this trust will not help with is W-2 income and will not help with anything that you have in your Roth IRA or your traditional IRA. There's different taxes on that. When you close them out, then you can put the money into the trust, but you still have to pay your taxes on that. Just to give you an idea, I do have several clients. 3 of them are teachers. One of my clients will be retiring at the end of the school year. He's going to get a pension, but he does have the Spendthrift Trust because he does a whole bunch of fix and flipping. In 2021, he fixed and flipped 5 houses. He saved a lot of money. His school teaching job and his pension won't be in the trust, but everything else he's doing, he's got the beneficial trust. Again, the business trust is for 1099 income. The beneficial trust is for your investments. I don't care if you're a real estate investor, if you're a crypto investor, if you're a day trader, if you're Forex, if you're Novatech, if you're a futures trader. Anything you do where you make a profit, you have to pay capital gains. Currently, right now, for 2022 taxes, currently, capital gains are 23.8%. Yes, that's short-term capital gains. If you come to my meetings on Monday night on Zoom, I do have a PDF I will give you to show you what the short-term and the long-term capital gains are. So please understand, I'm talking short-term capital gains because I wholesale. So this is why I'm talking about this. Now, I'm moving the phone because I want to read this to you. This is from IRS Tax Tip 2003-29, Capital Gains and Losses. This is IRS talking. Almost everything you own and use for personal purpose, pleasure, or investment is a capital asset. So currently, right now, it's 23.8% on short-term capital gains. There is past legislation. This happened in November 2021. There is past legislation to say that people who have more than $400,000 a year will be paying up to 40% in capital gains. I'm not there yet, but there's people out there who are. But 40% because you're a smart real estate investor. That's a lot of money. So let me see if I can get this person to go live. Invite. I'm trying to invite him. I'm doing this on my phone, and I have to apologize. John, I'm trying to invite you, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm not too good on TikTok and inviting people on the phone. So again, right now, 23.8%, and it could go up to 40%. This is the federal government taking money from you. Now, with real estate, it is everything and anything you do. I don't care if it's long-term rental, short-term rental, Airbnb, everything like that. I know the real estate investors are going to be out there going, what about the 1031? The 1031. Okay, 1031 avoids capital gains under a very strict timelines. You have 45 days to find a property, you have to find a third person for it, and then you have to buy the property in 160 days. With a Spendthrift Trust, all of that goes out the window. Make your life easy. Also, when you're doing a 1031 exchange, it's like property for like property. Raw land, single family home, things like that. With the Spendthrift Trust, you're saving money easily. So again, check this out. If you're in a real estate investment fund, all of that money you're getting is going to be charged at capital gains. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but I do it with my 401k. Great. Do that in your 401k. You don't do that in the trust. Again, that's completely different tax rules. This is when you're using today's money. When you go to Learn with Sally Marie, I gave you a wrong website. I do have a website called learnwithsallymarie.com to help people get out of debt. This is the trustisyou.com. When you go to the trustisyou.com, there are 2 slides. One is for 2021, where I have to move this over a little bit so I can read it. I saved $14,262 in capital gains on 2 properties. That's a lot of money. Just to give you a little bit of history on myself, the way I got involved with this is back in July of 2020, in my real estate group, my mentor, Jay Tannenbaum, offered a $20,000 bank-owned home for $20,000. Woo! Talk about cheap. 4-bedroom, 1-bath, Rocky Mount, North Carolina. With the agreement, I would have to sell the house at auction when the courts open again, because it's right in the middle of COVID, at $50,000. Well, I was in Phoenix. I put the house auction August 28th. I was told by the paralegal nobody showed up. I scrambled. I found somebody who was going to buy the house for $50,000. Contacted the law office, and they said, we've got upset bids going. This is why I moved to North Carolina. Fantastic deal, because you'll see what I'm doing in 2022. The second slide at thetrustisYou.com, all these slides are there to download, to learn what you're going to do, all free. Please be my guest to do that. only goes up to July 31st, 2022. So far, in July 2022, I have saved over, now I've done a few more deals, I've saved over $33,000 in capital gains. You pay for the trust once. You do have to have a special CPA who knows how to file the paperwork. We give that to you. The first time you file your taxes, the CPA will do it for you for free. You also have a team who's working with you, but it just keeps adding up over and over and over again. I just got paid literally the week of Thanksgiving, 2 weeks ago? I was in London last week, so that's why I'm a little bit crazy right now. The week of Thanksgiving, I put $22,000 down to stop an auction. I got paid 12%, not a huge amount of money, but it was $628. Think of that, $628, April 15th, that I would have to know to pay for this if I didn't have the trust. Again, this is not a necessity, this is not a need, this is a want. So the Spendthrift Trust is going to help you save money. Also, what the Spendthrift Trust does is help any crypto mining, crypto staking, moving money from your wallet to doing it on the board. I have a crypto bot. Woohoo! I'm moving money. I'm making money on a crypto bot. All of this is going through my trust, so I don't have to pay capital gains. Those of you who are doing day trading, options, things like this, I'll be honest, I gave $10,000 to a friend of mine to do my options trading. I don't want to do all that crap. It makes me so nervous. People laugh at me. If you're doing an option and nobody buys it, if you don't do the puts and puns correctly, you have to buy 100 shares. Don't want to have that risk on this. So my friend Glenn, every quarter, if I make the first 25% and then we split anything after that. He has done quite well in the year and a half I've been working with him. So I have to say thank you to Glenn. So anything like that. So when you're working with the trust, it's exactly the same thing as if you're working with an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp. But the big difference there is an LLC, S Corp, or C Corp is statutory law. It is based on the state. This is federal law. This the trust, just so you know the history of it, comes from England, back when King Henry VIII started the Church of England so he can marry all his merry wives. I think he had married 8 women. I don't know for sure. He went to go tax the lords and ladies. They went back to the Magna Carta and said, no, King Henry, you can't do this. So this is contract law from all the way back from England. The law firm I work on behalf, just so you know their name, it's Rosen & Rosen. It's a private law firm out of Texas. They have one trust that's 390 years old. You know, if this has been going on for 390 years, my little family trust, we started in 2021. Hopefully it'll keep going. I can show you what I have right here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see, it's a great pumpkin, and it's a whole Texas, it's a great pumpkin Charlie Brown, and then peanuts are on the back of it. So I just bought these through the trust. I'm giving them to all my nieces and nephews for Christmas because Sally Brown's on the back of it. Aunt Sally is giving them a silver coin. So again, this is going to, they get the silver coin for part of this. They're all beneficiaries. Let's say in 10 years, one of my nieces, because I have more nieces and nephews, one of my nieces wants to sell it to buy a gold necklace. Be my guest. I think silver is more important. So again, you're going to look at this. Also, the trust is going to help you with any royalties. I have one client who inherited his granddad's land. He had 6 oil wells on it. My grandparents, nothing like that coming from me. I actually have songwriters out of Memphis, Tennessee. The 2 of them are sharing the trust. They have 2 songs together that they're getting good royalties. The female of the group, they're not a couple, the female of the group has 1 song. I didn't know you could make so much money on this. 1 song that 4 different artists have redone or done 4 times. She's making quite a bit of money. So royalties. If you have a book for selling this trust, things like that, any royalties on this. Again, this is not a necessity. This is not a need. When you do go to thetrustisyou.com, I do have a page. It sounds kind of funny, but I do believe the 6 inches between our ears is the most important real estate out there. I have a few books that I really suggest you all read. One of the books that why I do this TikTok is Wallace D. Waddle's The Science of Getting Rich. There's enough out there to help everyone. I don't want to take on your real estate deal. Oh, I have to tell you the story. This is kind of interesting because I did get somebody to say it was true. I don't want to throw Grant Cardone under the bus, but Grant Cardone tells his people who spend $100,000 with him about the trust, the same exact trust, and he sells it for $50,000. I wish I was Grant Cardone because he is making lots of money. Right now, the trust, the one-time payment for either the beneficial trust or the business trust is $20,500. That comes with a team to help you set up your EIN number and work with your non-grantor. That also has a team to help you put your car into the trust, put your clothes and your furniture into the trust, put your properties into the trust. If you only have the Spendthrift Trust and you don't have a lot of things happening, like I don't have rents coming in, I wholesale. My car, nothing special. I have a Nissan, what do I have? A Nissan, I don't know what I have. Ooh, I just forgot. A Nissan, good little gas car with the Blue Book value is $12,000. If I need to pay for food, fun, and fashion, I have two. That's what the Spendthrift Trust does not pay for. I have money coming through my business trust that pays for my food, fun, and fashion. So just give you an idea, I got my fingernails done when I was in London. When I got my fingernails done, I had to make sure I used the right debit card. I have a blue debit card versus a red debit card from Wells Fargo to keep the food, fun, and fashion separate on that. If you have a minor, anybody under the age of 18, everything's covered. One of my clients has two children. I think they're 12 and 9. They're going to a private school. He knows about the $15,000 a year he can take off on taxes. They have to help clean up his houses and stuff, but it's not covering the tuition for both of them. Now he can take the full tuition out of the trust. If you are over 18 and you decide to go back to an accredited college or university or program or anything like that, the trust will pay for everything. I have a client who is 36 years old. He is going to medical school at Boston College. It's paying for his room and board. It's paying for his labs. Everything else, his parents think is wonderful. I have another client who, unfortunately, his dad is not doing well. His cancer drugs are all being paid by the Spendthrift Trust. The son is taking care of the dad because the dad's not 65 yet. There's so much here that the trust can do to help families and everything else. Again, this trust goes from generation to generation. If you have interest to reach out to me, when you go to thetrustisyou.com, the last page is going to have my email address, phone number, things like this. One of the mentors in my real estate group, and again, if anyone wants to get into my real estate group, reach out to me too. One of my mentors in my real estate group, Garrett Gunderson, wrote a book. It used to be called What the Rockefellers Do. He had to change the title to What the Billionaires Do. But it's all about the Rockefellers' office. It's their trust that is now 7 generations long and over 390 people in the trust. The Gibbon Family Trust, I've got 9 nieces and nephews, so it's growing. But, and I'm now going to have 2, I have 1 great niece, and I'm going to have a 2nd great nephew come April. So it is growing slowly. So this trust is going to go from generation to generation. I'll be honest, my dad asked to pay for the trust. His whole joke was, when you get a fireplace, we're going to put a portrait of him over the fireplace and toast him once a month doing that. I'll do that for my dad because he's a wonderful human being. So again, with the Spendthrift Trust, it saves you money. Just to give you an idea, between 2021 and 2022, I have saved over $40,000. I'm nobody special. I am not a big real estate investor. I'm not doing a lot of things. One of my clients is doing the BRRRR method, where you buy, rehab, rent, repeat. He was getting charged interest income. So it's not just capital gains, it's interest income. He was being charged $155,000 a year on interest income. Because of this trust, he started in August. He was working full-time as an IT professional and then working on the weekends at the tractor store. He quit the tractor store back in August, and then his last day of work was last week on November 30th. I happened to meet them in Orlando at a party. They were in town, and I was in town for something else. His wife was just so thankful that she had him home on the weekends. Talking about 1031 exchange. I have another client, they're in their 70s. The 1031 exchange was all sorts of headaches and everything else. She didn't want to go back into single family homes. She got the trust. The house was over, it's Florida, so it's, what do you call it? What do they call it? Oh, I'm forgetting my words. I got home at 6 o'clock this morning, so I have to apologize. land home. It was a rental home. They fixed it up. $100,000 went into it. They made $600,000 on the home. So let's do the fast little thing. Let's get my little calculator out here. You think I have a calculator open, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? And this is not going to my calculator. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired today, so I have to apologize. Come on, work computer. So when I get the little calculator out, so $600,000 profit times 0.238, they saved $142,000. What my client said, she's 72 years old. She said, I'm going into a REIT because it's so much easier. Here's my money. I'm investing it. Pay me quarterly. I'm happy. Also, what they have, the husband has an airplane. He owns an airplane. He rents it out to instructors to teach people how to fly on it. God help me, if something goes wrong with this, he is judgment proof. So with this trust, you are judgment proof and your information is completely private. Again, going back to having an LLC, S Corp, or C Corp, that is through the Corporation Commission of your state, and that information is not private. So I want you to download the slides, look it over. If you need to make an appointment with me, there'll be information there. Start saving money. That's the most important thing. You're doing all the work to be a smart investor. Why pay the government so much money? I am not anti-government. I love being an American. I served 2 years in the Peace Corps. I love my country. But if I can make $44,000 on one real estate deal and save over $10,000, that motivates me to get the trust. So again, I don't want to go on too long about this. Check out thetrustisyou.com. My other website is learnwithsallymarie.com because a lot of my clients can't afford the trust. Oh, major thing to say to you. If you're doing something like a fix and flip or wholesale and you're going to pay for the trust after you get paid, we can easily do that. We can set up the trust beforehand so the property is in the trust while you're fixing and flipping it, and then when you go to the closing table, all the money goes to the trust. Then you pay for it. That's how you can save it. So again, that's a very special thing we can do for you. So please look this over. Contact me. I'm here to help. Set up a meeting with me. I just want to make sure you can save as much money as possible. Save money easily with a Spendthrift Trust. I hope this was helpful. I know I've been rambling. I'm super tired because I flew from London yesterday. So have a beautiful week. I'll be live next week too. Bye-bye.